So as many of you have seen, today I'm here at the ALTON Towers Resort where I'm going to be looking at some of your questions that you have given me. So I asked some of you on Instagram to give me some rock hard questions on the ALTON Towers Resort. So we're going to be going around the park today and seeing how many I can answer correctly. If I get these correct, I get a point, but if I get them wrong, you get a point. So it's a head-to-head between me and you. If this goes well, we may try this again. So leave some of your questions in the comments for me to try this again soon.
So just to be clear on how this works, a select number of you have had your questions picked and I will be answering them today. The questions that you have asked need to have a solid answer that I can find on Google, or if you know them yourselves. If not, no points will be given to either team. So good luck with how you do. If this goes well, we may try this again very soon. And welcome to Theme Park Mastermind.
I am now outside Toxicator, which is ALTON Towers' newest ride for 2025. So one of the first questions I have is who designed their newest ride, and that was John Burton in 2025. So it's a hot top spin, so nobody can really design any flat rides, but John Burton themed it up. Their most recent new designed ride was Nemesis Reborn, which was reimagined in 2024 when it was originally designed in 1994 by John Wardley.
So that's now 1 point to me, so you can now see how this game works.
Okay, so we're back in X Sector right outside Oblivion. So I've got another question here about Oblivion. So the question is, what is the height of Oblivion's drop? And I can tell you that the main height of Oblivion's drop is 180 foot tall, but however 2/3 is under the ground. So this is only about 60 feet of what you can see here, but the rest is all underground. Now I'm here in the gardens right next to the beautiful pagoda fountain right behind me. It's honestly an absolutely beautiful sight, so if you ever come down to ALTON Towers, make sure to check out the gardens because it's a very nice atmosphere down here. So I've got another question here. It's what's the location of the tallest tree on the park? Now I don't know this, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say Forbidden Valley.
So this was the first time I got a question wrong, so obviously now there is a point to you. So it's now head to head, let's see who wins. And as always, it's pretty self-explanatory that I would never cheat on a thing like this because there's no point. Where's the fun in that?
I'm gonna say this is gonna be Antique Plum. Let's go, guys. Oh, I got it correct.
So again, if you have any more questions, put them down in the comments because we may be doing this again very, very soon.
Another question I have on Toxicator is how many times Toxicator invert/spin on one cycle? So I'm going to take a wild guess here and say about 15. So I'm going to try that out. I'm going to hop on Toxicator, see how many times it inverts, and if I get 1 or 2 off, I'd say that's a win for me.
There's my little face, and away we go. So this is me riding Toxicator, and we'll count the spins as we go. I don't know about you there, but I counted 10, so I believe that is another point awarded to you.
The next question is, what is the most protected and oldest tree on park? Again, I have no idea of this, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say something that I know is not right, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to guess the chained oak, one of ALTON's most famous trees. I know it's not in the park itself, but still it's an absolutely iconic part of the tower's history. So the question is, what does Rita mean? And I'm guessing what they mean by this is, what does Rita stand for? So Rita was also the code name for this coaster, but if you put it backwards, it's ATIR, which stands for ALTON Towers Intamin Rocket. So that's what Rita means. Right, I'm here outside the front lawns of ALTON Towers in front of the actual towers themselves, where I've got a question about the theme park coordinates, which is, what are the coordinates of the theme park? And again, I honestly couldn't tell you. So I'm just going to give you another point for free. I'm here in X Sector, right in front of the Smiler, where I've got a couple of questions that I've been given based on the Smiler. So the first question is, what is the name of the structure in the middle of the Smiler? Now that is known as the Marmalizer. So I think I can take that one off the list. So I'm here outside Nemesis Reborn, where I've got another question about Nemesis Subterra. The question is, when did Nemesis Subterra reopen? It shut in 2015, and after an 8-year period of it being closed, it opened in 2023 again for the reopening of Nemesis Reborn. And I believe the date was the 27th of May 2023. What are the coordinates of the Smiler's baggage hold? Now, I don't know coordinates, so I'm just going to give you the point for this one because I have absolutely zero clue. When filming the video for Hex, which is right behind me, what tree did they use for filming? And I do believe that that is a tree in the car park that should be on screen right now. I believe that's a tree. It might be a different one, but I do know that one. I've one-upped you. Do the ghosts at Alton Towers have a name? So if you don't know, Alton Towers is a Grade 2 listed building and is one of the most haunted buildings in the UK. But unfortunately, I don't know if there are any names. I don't think there are any official names, but I can tell you a couple of stories here. So there's been strong smells of perfume found from inside the towers every time people have been walking past. There's been sights from staff of an old woman speaking to them and walking past them, and also a story about the bell in Hex, where there used to be a bell ringing and the Earl thought it was a ghost, but it was just the wind blowing the bell, and that's what made it ring at night. So those are the ghost stories of Alton Towers. If you do know if the ghosts do have a name, drop them in the comments, but I'm going to give you another point for that. Which ride has the largest average queue time? And because we're here at the Smiler, I am guessing it is the Smiler overall from all the years it's been open.
For those wondering, the coaster with the biggest average queue, according to queuetimes.com, is Wicker Man.
Right, so now you join me in the world of David Walliams, right in front of the old attraction that used to be called Frog Hopper. So my question that I've been given is, how many frogs are there in the Alton Towers Resort? So how many frog statues are there? So I'm guessing what they mean is the frogs in Tower Street, which there are 6 of. But if you also include the old Frog Hopper frogs, there were 6 of them. So altogether there were 12, but I think the answer you were looking for is 6. I didn't film this in Tower Street itself because I thought that might be a bit cheating. So I thought looking at something quite closer, 2 frogs is the world's David Walliams. So yes, there are 6 frog statues in the Alton Towers Resort currently. So the final question for today is, what was your favourite thing during your work here at Alton Towers? If you don't know, I did a week of work experience here at the resort where I worked at CBeebies Land with the entertainment team. So I've got to say that the show team have done an amazing job. Honestly, it's such a great atmosphere working here. Yes, but hopefully you enjoyed seeing your questions. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments. We might be doing a part 2 to this. So I'm glad you enjoyed.
So the results for today's video was a draw. Yes, indeed, it was 7-all. So this means that we're going to have a rematch. So put some questions in the comments. The same will be done on Instagram and TikTok very soon. Hopefully there may be an episode 2. There might not be. We shall see how many of you ask questions beforehand. So if you enjoyed this content, leave a like, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you really want. And yes, that was Theme Park Mastermind Alton Towers edition. My name has been Aidan, also known as the official theme park lover, and I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.